evening. This is Brother Benson Media, and today is a Sunday. We are blessed to have this opportunity to, just have a discussion of what happened over the weekend, of course, on matters of governance. Before we start, allow me to take this opportunity to invite all our viewers and to let you know that this is Brother Benson Media. And here we say that your opinion counts. If you are new to this channel, kindly like and subscribe to the channel. It is a way of supporting us. Na sisi hapa tutasema ni asante. I'll give this opportunity to my brothers Barak and Miguda to say hi to our viewers before we proceed. Mr. Barak.
Thank you, Mark. Good evening, all our viewers, Brother Mark and Brother Miguda. I hope you are doing well and nice to be here. Thank you.
Miguda.
Okay, good evening from my side. I also want to part my greetings to you, Barak and Mark, and also to our viewers, and welcome each and everyone to the show. And the people will be watching the future.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Miguda and Barak, for also finding time to join us this evening. For taking your time. We really appreciate. And straight to the discussion. Today, we saw they're called Kenya Moja. Of course, it's a group of politicians led by Babu, Sifuna, Wamushomba, Kibagendi, among others. This is a group of young legislators who have been walking throughout the country, and they are coming out, do I say, with a third force, or a force that is seen as a youthful, that is being led by youthful politicians. And, they are coming out to castigate all those things that I think the government side is not doing well. And that brings me to this question. Today they were in Embakasi in JT, is it JTM or JTL? JTM Fire. I think that's how it's known. And, they spoke about quite a number of things. Sifuna, Babu, among others, they're saying that the broad-based government is not solving any issue, that the broad-based government is not in any way coming up with solutions, to which can assist the people of Kenya in one way or another. They're also saying that the president has to retract his statement, and that the statement he made against the members of parliament is not true, that it is him and his people who are corrupt. And I remember Babu was saying that the president worked with corrupt people. That is the statement of Babu Owino. That brings me to this question. Mr. Miguda, what is your take on this movement that is led by the young members of parliament, and what kind of political strength are they bringing to the table, and can they really survive? Miguda?
Okay, first I want to say that the young members of parliament are at liberty to assemble and also to have the political association. But there are some things that I can observe from where I am, because when I was looking at them, most of them you find out that they tend to be independent. In politics, you can't appear to be more of independent than the other people. You need to be in a union. And you have seen successful politicians, those who have made it to the presidency, actually, to an extent, they try to move with the people together. But look at someone, for instance, like Babu Owino. He tends to appear by himself that he's alone. As Sifuna the same, Anthony Kibagini the same. These are the kind of calibers who they have just like picked themselves that, okay, the way they said there are only people who are working. So I can say they need to move with the people, the crowd, the masses. You can't move minus the masses. In my view, I feel like the masses are being left behind if they have selected themselves the way they are. they need to engage and have the masses, the mass movement. So I can just report to you that it's still early. We just give them time, and also I think by the time we will have, I think in the next future we are able to decide, because there are things that can happen. Because what if their affiliated political party decided to fill candidates in their respective constituencies? So I think let's just give them time.
Mr. Barak, what is your take on the uprising of these members of parliament, and what is it that they can bring on the table on the political environment of Kenya, being that we've always had two major serious political parties? Could can they influence the young generation to also join them? What is your take?
Thank you, Bwana Mark. These politicians, what I can describe them as populist politicians who are trying to regroup because they are losing out maybe in favor with their bosses, their political godfathers, and that is making them to feel uneasy within their political party. So they are trying to create what we call an uprising within their political parties, so that they can be chased away and win a sympathy. That is why someone like Sifuna cannot resign as the SG of ODM. Yet it is obvious that he's not sharing the same position with the party leader and the other party members. But he just want to cause an uprising within the party so that he can be chased away and win sympathy votes. And there's nothing much that they can bring on the table, because number one, let me just tell you that, for example, Babu is revolting because of Raila's position of not supporting his candidature to become the governor of Nairobi County. That is eyeing in 2027, but Raila is so reluctant to support him. So that is the reason why he's leading the uprising within the ODM. Someone like Caleb Amisi, we know that he has not been happy with ODM ever since he missed out on the committee leadership positions. Anthony Kibageni, we know that he's leading he's among the rebels, because he's supporting Matiang'i's candidate. He has been on record saying that they must support Matiang'i as one of their own, so that when times comes, they give about 800,000 to 900,000 votes, so that he can have a bargaining power when he goes to bargain with other leaders within the united opposition. Someone like Gadoni Wamushomba, we know that she's not really aligning herself with the Gachagua's, the Murima narrative, and that is why she's being part of this. So this team, you can analyze, everybody has a reason why they belong there. But why am I saying they don't bring anything on the table? Because they are just doing the politics the same way the other politicians have been doing, going to church to occupy the pulpit, just to play politics. And if you look at the history of the church that they went to attend today, this Manyuru's church. Manyuru's church, how did it start, and how has it been conducting its business? So I can assure you that there is no difference between this crop of politicians with the Kasongo's group, or with whoever's group. They are just the same birds of the same feathers, or they're just monkeys who are just changing bushes, changing forests. But there's nothing, because even how they are conducting themselves, how they are talking, how they're just birds of the same feather. So that's why I'm saying there is nothing they are bringing on the table that can make them be different from this crop of other politicians. And many members of parliament know that the members of the public are not happy with them. The electorate are not, so they want to pretend that they are different, so that when the axe start falling on members of parliament in 2027, they will be spared the axe. But let me assure you, even in this, even if they perform political gymnastics, even if they perform political whatever, the axe is waiting for these politicians in 2027. Most of them, I can assure you, most of them will go home because they are converging to speak, and yet they have access to the parliament. They have access to the floor of the house. They are not bringing any motion in the house. They are not bringing any legislation in the house to correct whatever they are complaining about. So they want to be elected again to do and go to parliament to do what? If right now they are not doing anything, yeah, blaming Ruto and castigating Ruto is not, and it will not be a ticket for someone to be re-elected. We've been through this kind of politics before, and it does not serve this country. So we should not entertain people coming out here to blame an individual so that they can be re-elected, and yet they are members of parliament. Yeah, I can listen to someone who is not a member of parliament blaming Ruto. I will agree, but a member of parliament who is earning from the exchequer, his work from morning to evening is blaming an individual, from Monday to Friday blaming, and all the weekend blaming. Surely, and we are paying you to work for us. What have you done for us? So that you can distinguish yourself as a different person. Please let Kenyans arise and read and examine these politicians and know that there is nothing new they're offering on the table. And let me just finish by saying, hi, Gypsy Corner. We are very much comfortable with 1 point, and it is still work in progress. We know that going forward, points zitazidi kumwagika Old Trafford. Asante sana, Bwana Mark. Back to you.
Oh, okay, fine. Thank you. Allow me to acknowledge and to say hi to our good friends, Gypsy Corner. Gypsy Corner is saying, Akupata notification. Sorry for that. I don't know why you didn't get it. I don't know whether we changed any settings, of which I didn't really do any settings today. Hi Miguda, hope you are calm this evening. Yeah, Miguda alikuwa na mashida kidogo, sijui the game between Madagascar and Kenya somehow humbled him. Maybe if he comes, he'll tell us why he was not calm the other day. To our good friend Laban Misiani, thank you so much. We are also saying hi to you. Really appreciate finding time to join us this evening. And Gypsy Corner is saying Kenyan politics is stagnant, nothing new apart from past and future trying to fit in. Okay, thank you so much. Our good friend Father Didi, thank you so much for also finding time to join us, and we're also saying happy Sunday to you. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so Mr. Barak, I'm still coming to you on the same issue. We saw these members of parliament, they're coming up with a structure whereby their main aim, of course, is to gain popularity and to get relevance into the field. Do you think with the formula they're using, they're going to make it? They're going to get the attention of the people if they keep on, for example, attacking or pointing out the negative things that they see in the government? Are they going to get acknowledged when they come out to call out certain things which are happening within the government? Of course, things to do with corruption, which is a disease in the Republic of Kenya, things to do with poor leadership or poor governance that we are seeing in the Republic. And again, since they are somehow in their youthful politics, can they influence the youthful guys or the youthful population to also come in and join, their so-called call for good governance or call for good one? I don't know. They are calling themselves Kenya Moja. And, they're also telling the president that he is corrupt, and even the people that works around him are corrupt, to an extent that, Honorable Babu said that the president, every day, the people that surrounds him are corrupt, and that he should not call the parliament, or should not say that the parliament is corrupt. It is him, in his own words, that, do you think such kind of that formula is going to attract the people? Is it going to attract the young population? Is it going to make their political ambitions, to be a prosperous one? And is it something relevant to the current political environment? Barak, Barak, you can go first, and then I'll come back to me. Good.
Thank you, Bwana Mark. And let us start now analyzing corruption. Corruption is not just a perception. Corruption is the big conduct of each and every person occupying position of authority or leadership, and how they conduct themselves. Yeah, that person you've just mentioned, the leader you just mentioned, yeah, saying that it is the other side that is corrupt, but them they are clean. And the people who are sober will tell you that the reason why he's walking out free is because of corruption in this country. He is a beneficiary of corruption. When he was involved in a criminal activity, when he shot a civilian, and that civilian almost lost his life, how comes he ended up being scot-free, and now he's all over the place, bedeviling others as if he's an angel? It is because of corruption. He paid his way out. He bribed the family of the victim out, and he came out clean as like we say alikutoka kama mweupe kama pamba. It is because of corruption. So he is a beneficiary of corruption. So he cannot point fingers on the other side as if he's clean. So when he says that people who are surrounding Ruto are corrupt, Raila is one of those people who are surrounding Ruto, he's just confirming to us that his party leader is corrupt. Now, Parliament, any member of the National Assembly that is pocketing NGCDF is a corrupt person, because that fund is illegal. The High Court proclaimed it as illegal, and therefore any person who is pocketing that fund and running it is engaging himself in corrupt activities. We agree as citizens of this country that the executive is corrupt beyond repair, Parliament is corrupt beyond repair, the judiciary is corrupt beyond repair. So what is the way forward? I said here last week that, the previous, I think few days ago, that we need to have a conversation as a country, because the politicians have messed up this country since 1963 up to 2025, and they are hell-bent on messing up this country until further notice. Yeah, so it is upon the citizens of this country to sit down and come up with ways on how to salvage this country from the capture and from the grip of politicians, because the politicians are the problem of this country. Be it these politicians, he can be a member of the National Assembly, he can be a member of the Senate, he can be a member of the County Assembly, he can be a member of the executive, he can be a member of the county executive. These are the biggest problem. These are the enemies of the Republic of Kenya. Look at how they are conducting themselves. Look at how they are siphoning the country to the core. Bwana Mark, ushaitumia Colgate mpaka imeisha, lakini unazidi tu kuinyonga itoe Colgate. That is what they are doing to this country. They are just nyongering the Colgate so that they can brush their teeth, but nothing is coming out. These people are they are beyond repair, I'm telling you. So any member of the the current parliament cannot come out here and tell us that they are clean, and yet, nobody is coming out with any legislative to correct the mess that we are in as a country. So Kenyans should wake up, and I think we need to do a civic education in this country, so that nobody is coming here to lie to you that they are better off than other politicians. In that group, we have Caleb Amis, who is serving his second term. We have Babu, who is serving his second term. We have Sifuna, who is serving his first term. We have Moja, who is serving his second term as a member of parliament. Kibageni. So what new? Kibaki alikuwa anauliza, how comes you just becomes clever so suddenly? Kwani umekuja Kenya leo ama umekuja Kenya jana? Ndio kaona hizi shida ziko hapa. You are part of and parcel of the problem that you are facing. When parliament is passing wrong laws, what is your responsibility as a member of parliament? Yeah, when you coming out to confirm that you've been bribed to impeach a deputy president, when you come out to confirm that you've been bribed to pass out to pass SHA laws, to pass I don't know which security laws, to pass which laws, and you are confirming to the public that indeed parliamentarians were being paid to pass these laws, then you come out and claim that parliament is not corrupt, then you must be insane. You need to be checked mentally. Yeah. So these people, they are part and parcel of the problem we are facing in this country. Yeah, they should not use their age to lie to people. Yugadhoni wa Mushomba is 50 years old. Babu, Kibagendi, Sifuna, and Amisi, they are 43 years old. Babu Wino is 35 years old. Next year, he's above the youth age. So they should not they should not lie to the people that now they are youthful. They want to say and to salvage this. These people, they are part and parcel of the problem we are facing, and they are supposed to be whipped. The acts of the voters should fall on them, so that we have a clean house, yeah, and clean leadership, where someone will say, will understand their role of legislation, representation, and oversight. They will not go to a church to try to castigate the government, and yet they have the floor of the house to change whatever they want to change. The floor of the house is where the laws are made. Laws are not made at JTM. I don't know which, even in All Saint Cathedral, or even in also, or even in Holy Family Basilica. Laws are made at the floor of the house. If there is anything you want to change in this country, go to the floor of the house. You are elected. You are being paid by the people. Go there and change whatever you want to change. Don't fool people, my friend. I think Kenyans right now, illiteracy level is very high. Yeah, so we should not allow politicians to take us for a ride simply because we are jobless. I don't know, we are poor. We don't know. Our mind is not jobless. Our mind is not poor. We can reason out and say that hawa wajamaa wanatubeba ufala. So we must stand firm and tell them, wewe unalipwa kufanya kazi gani? Go to parliament. Bring those legislation there. Yeah, if the president is corrupt, bring an impeachment motion. Yeah, if any minister is not working, bring an impeachment motion. But castigating the president in the church, and yes, you are a member of parliament, this is foolishness. Back to you, Mark.
Okay, thank you. Allow me to read some few comments here. Father is saying that Kenya Moja team is just fighting for relevance and political survival, nothing else. But how many years can we give the politicians to serve and work for the nation when they don't attend the parliament to pass and debate the bills? Cosmas, our good friend here, is saying that nothing new. It's same monkey, only that they have changed. Okay, 100% too much interest. Why is Ruto trying to trap Uhuru with billions worth of tenders? What help is he asking indirectly? Okay. And then P. Mashaya is saying Sifuna and Co are running ODM feasting in the blood-based government. Okay. I don't trust the newfound popularity of the young politicians like Babu, Sifuna, etc. It's all about interest with them too, and that's why I'm not voting. Voting unless otherwise. Okay, thank you so much. Our good friend Brenda Obedi is also following. Thank you so much, Brenda, for finding time to join us. We really appreciate. Migura, what is your take on the comments by Babu Owino, Sifuna, and the Kenya Moja team? They're accusing the president of working with corrupt people. They're saying that the president has to retract his statement about corruption in the parliament. They're saying that the president was, brought the issue of corruption in the parliament. And not just that, they're also eyeing for political unity with some political leaders. My question to you is, how relevant is this going to be? And can they gain the popularity that they're looking for? Can they get the attention of the people of Kenya? Miguda?
I just want to stick to my initial submission. From my understanding, politics, the strength of politics is the people or the followers. But from my own observation, the young, so-called young people, that group alone, I don't see them having followers. I don't see them having the people who are following them in critically when I'm seeing at it, because I will look at them very well. I was also doing my own observation. They don't have that much following, and when you talked about corruption, corruption has not started with this 13th government. There was parliament in 12th government and even 11th government. There were parliaments have been there, so you can't say that it has only started here today. So Babu was there. I think those some 2-3 are newcomers, but Caleb was there. If it is corruption today, I think it was corruption yesterday. And the president has just accused the whole house to be corrupt. Accusing the president to be corrupt. And we have been saying about Ruto must go, or Kasongo must go. And we have been saying about Ruto is corrupt. Everybody knows that the president is corrupt. No one. It's in public domain. So when he said that the parliament is corrupt, they are now trying to respond to him by attacking him. So to me, I can say that corruption is there, and they are all corrupt. And the issue of NGCDF, corruption iko hapo ya hali ya juu. Ukielezewa huwezi amini. There are some MPs who in their constituencies they pay people. There are people on payroll where they're being paid 10Ks every month. The goons just to maintain for them the people. They are on payroll for 10 month every month, 10Ks every month, and that money is from the NGCDF. That's why MPs are fighting NGCDF not to go, because they will not manage their diehards. There are people in a constituency. Makobura, your constituency, there are people who are earning 10Ks every month. They're just at home because they are protecting the power. And that's money is coming from the NGCDF. It does come from the MP. MPs are corrupt. They are corrupt, and the corruption is there in the NGCDF. That's a factual. The president himself is corrupt, and the people have been accusing him all along. It's a song in the country. But I just want to tell you, Makobura, that, and our viewers, the strength of politics is the people. If you don't have the people, even if you are young legislators, even how sympathetic you want or how fashionable you want to appear, you want to resonate with the Gen Z, you are going nowhere. And let me tell you, I told you that I was with Raila last weekend. When we engage the ground, my friend, local, that person, I can report to you, and in fact I share with you. There are people, you must understand people. Not that everybody is intellect, not that everybody is knowledgeable or is rational. There are people who they have stuck where they were in 2007. To date, they haven't moved in terms of reasoning, and they're the majority in the society. So those people already they have embraced leaders like Raila, leaders like Ruto. So if you want to remove them from such leaders, I don't think it's an easy work, because they're viewing you as part and parcel of these people. So the so-called Kenya Moja, to me, I can say they don't have the people. That's why I was saying, yes, that day, Sifuna cannot be elected outside ODM. Let me tell you one thing. People might lie to you that keep on injecting, you are good. But let me tell you, if you make a mistake of resigning and going to join them, they will have their candidate. For instance, the people, they were lying to, or there's a story whereby they're telling Babu, that you can be governor Nairobi. So once Babu has part with Raila, and because he's not going to defend his Embakasi seat. Now it's going to for Nairobi gubernatorial. They are going to bring a Kikuyu candidate. So they're not going to vote for him in that case. So just like Sifuna, you keep injecting, but once you walk out, they're not going to vote for you. But what I want to tell you is that from my own observation, the new coming, whatever third force, they don't have the people. The people are stuck with their former leaders. The people are stuck with the people like Raila, a good number, and Ruto, and Rigiji on the other side. But these new people, they are only popular, I think, in some specific areas. But that fanatic base, the one the many people who tend not to care about the reforms, about democracy, about good governance, about social justice. They don't care anything. With them, once their list is there, they are content. Like now, they say, okay, once we have the finance minister, sisi tuko serikali. Those are the majority. So how are you going to get those majority people? That's the calculation we should be doing. But you trying to make it look like you want to deviate yourself from the problem, and you are part and parcel of the problem. You are all legislatures. You have been in parliament for 2 terms. Then you want to appear like wewe ni msafi sana. To me, I don't think people are going to buy that one. And that's why I'm seeing these people are making good moves, but they are missing the point now. Wakienda vile hivi, I don't think they can be re-elected. All of them, depending on where they're coming from. Because if you try to gauge the ground, leave alone the social media, the mainstream media, leave alone the opinion polls. Just go to the ground and engage the people. You will understand that they are wasting their time. They should focus on other things which are very much important. Or they should just relax, swallow their pride, defend their seats on the respective constituencies with the respective political party as they warm up for the future. But as they are moving, Makobura, I can assure you, they have left the people with their leaders. They are on their own.
Okay, thank you so much. And there's one before I leave these youthful so-called politicians. There's a member of parliament by the name Ndindi Nyoro. People have been speaking about him, and sometimes back he used to be a popular person. And we've not seen him join either the government or the opposition. We've not seen him join the Kenya Moja. And it is being said that he's a lone ranger or a lone man in the politics of the Republic of Kenya. And of course, that brings me to this question. I'll just want you to give your take, your take on that, brother Barak and Migoda, and then we'll move to the next topic. Now that we've not seen him join any, but most of the time we've seen him coming out to give some clarification on matters of finance and matters of leadership. What do you think what could be the stand of this member of parliament from the Mount Kenya region? We've not seen him join the DCP political side. We've not seen him speak about the government side. What could be his political move, Brother Barak, if you can if you know of anything that you've seen in his political life, you can give us a take on that. And possibly there were some comments here. Maybe you can, if you can remember some, you can give your comment as well.
Let me just talk on about Ndindi Nyoro. Ndindi Nyoro was very busy with his master's program at the University of Nairobi. And if you've been to the University of Nairobi, you'll know that when you're doing a master's there, you need a break from controversy. And he was focused. And I think a few weeks ago, I think last week or the other week, I saw him defending his proposal. So he's focused on his academic journey, more than his political journey, because politics, I think right now, the what's happening in this in the political landscape right now, if you are a sober politician, you will have to take a step back, so that you can really align yourself to the right in the right way. Because what is happening right now, the political environment is so polluted to an extent that you do not really understand which side really means well for the country. And because everybody's claiming, we remember this Kenya Kwanza government. Now we have a Kenya one, Kenya Moja, and another one we became Kenya Kamili, and another Kenya Kweli, and so Kenya, everybody's fighting for the soul of Kenya. But the politicians are just sloganeering and coming up with names that Kenyans will feel so much attached to it. But in real sense, they are just the same birds of the same feathers. So I think Didi Nyoro, I think Didi Nyoro, when there was a vacuum in the Mount Kenya region, he was not courageous enough to step up and fill the vacuum. Because number one, he was, you remember when the deputy president, the former deputy president was still a deputy president, and there was then Didi Nyoro was visiting many parts of the country, even Bondo, just to sell himself as a national leader. And there was some disquiet from those who are supporting the then deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua. And he was a darling of so many people, because he was seen as a national leader, as opposed to the then deputy president, who was parading him, masquerading as a Murima leader. So when he did not capitalize on that opportunity very well, and he missed out when Rigathi was impeached, he didn't come out clearly to fill that vacuum, and he allowed Rigathi Gachagua to gather the momentum and come out as the leader of Mount Kenya region, and that is how he missed a golden opportunity. And right now he's not sure whether to support Rigathi, because Rigathi has already declared himself as the leader of Mount Kenya region. Even though not all of them are supporting him, but most of the people from Murima are supporting him. And now, if he continues supporting Ruto, even Ruto also kicked him out of the budget and I don't know, appropriation committee as the chairperson. I remember he was doing very well in that position. So he's neither with Ruto nor with Gachagua. So whom is he with? He's not even with the so-called Kenya Moja politician. So he's finding himself in a very tight position, because he wants to be seen as a sober politician who is not a tribal politician, who is not aligning himself with the people with his region. On the other hand, he wants also to maintain the support of his people. Now, can he get support beyond which constituency? Madhioya, not Madhioya, Kiharu constituency. Can he get support beyond Kiharu constituency if he's against Rigathi Gachagua? That's a question that I think time will tell. Yeah. Now, and another thing is that can he align himself with Ruto after all this that has happened with the Mount Kenya people revolting against Ruto? I don't think so. Now, can he align himself with this new the so-called Kenya Moja politicians who are just roaming? They are just masquerading. They are not even sure whether to leave their political parties and form a new political party. They are not sure what they want. They're not even sure whether they will field a presidential candidate, or they're just individuals who are just looking for how to retain their current political seats. He is not willing to do that. So I think Didi Nyoro will need a lot more time to study the political landscape, so that he can come out clearly and maybe make a decision that maybe will make him look more as a national leader, because he's eyeing the presidential, he's eyeing to become a national leader. And remember, we've never had a president from Murang'a County, and currently from Murang'a County, he's the only one who is seen as who has that potential to become a national leader. So I think he might play low and win the 2027, retain his seat in 2027. Then maybe after that, when things are now maybe sobered up, he might now start traversing the whole country as he did before. And by then, maybe I think he's eyeing to graduate, if not this year in December, maybe next year. Then he will have he will portray himself as someone who is more academic and also understands the problems of economies of this country. Because the Kenya, we are free. Yeah, Kenya, we are free in terms of we have political freedom that were granted by the British, but economically we've been enslaved by the political elites who have captured the state. So we need people who can really enslave, who can really deliver the country from economic enslavement by the political elite. And who are these political elite? These political elite are the Kenyatas, the Odingas, the Rutos, the Mois, and the Gachaguas, the Mudavadis, the Wetangulas, and all these and the other people who are joining that race are the Babus of this day. So these are people who are joining the political elite to capture the economic of the country, because that is how you can control the people. If you capture the people economically, you can control them. But when people have been freed economically, you will not have the capacity to control them. And that is why politicians will want to control the people by capturing them economically. Yeah, kama uko na mtu mgonjwa, they will come and do harambe. That is political that is economic capture. If you have a student within your family, they will come and pay a part of the school fees, so that you'll give credit to them. You'll be indebted to them. If you were looking for a job, they will be giving you munga mfuko mbili once a month and expect you to continue dependent on them. So this perpetuating dependency on politicians is what they want to happen, so that Kenyans will not be freed economically, so that they cannot really make their own political decision. So if we can have a leader who is independent minded and is willing to sell the manifesto of freeing the Kenyan people from this economic enslavement, economic slavery that we found ourselves, courtesy of the first founding fathers and the subsequent presidents who have ensured that Kenyans continue to depend on politicians, and so that they can continue this hero worshipping. Yeah, ati umelipiwa mtu hospitali, now you start worshiping them because they've come in terms of need, and yet it is them who have ensured that there is no conditions in this country to ensure that people are economically independent. Yeah, so I think Ndindi Nyoro, time will tell. Right now, I think it's too early, but time will tell whether he will be economic messiah of this country or not. But I will really want to advise him, kama ningemsikia ningemwambia, do not associate yourself with either side, because neither side right now is portraying themselves as a serious problem solver of the country. Yeah. And I think that is the reality of Kenyan, of our politics right now. Now, I think in terms of comments, maybe you'll sample one or two, then I will respond to that, because I cannot go. I'm not able to see the comments, all of them right now. Thank you. Back to you, Mark.
Okay, thank you so much, Brother Barak. Meguda, I'll also give you a chance to give your view on what you think about Ndindi Nyoro and his silence. Meguda?
What I think
Which
about
of politics is he going to go? We've not seen him associate with either side.
Ndindi Nyoro might be undecided. Maybe he doesn't want to make a political choice early because of the consequences or being a victim. I understand he was an ally to the current president, and he also never participated in impeaching Gachagua. And he has also failed to join the Kenya Moja team. I think people like Ndindi Nyoro are taking their time, because politics of the Kenya is a bit complex, whereby sometimes if you try to move with the wave, you might end up not being re-elected. I think he's also trying to view his future politics, because maybe he wants some people to mess up, then he can come back later, or he wants just to, he has not stated any time that he wanted to be a governor or a president. He has just stay that he's gonna defend, I think, the Kiaru constituency seat. People are different in politics. Maybe you might be ambitious, maybe your calculation might have failed, then you have to go to the drawing board to recalculate, and maybe in the process of recalculating, you can sometimes also decide to keep quiet, or you can decide to concentrate in your work, and also maybe never expected the outcomes, because it was one of the people who were trying to get rid of the leadership of Gachagua in the region. And also remember, there was a time whereby I used to fly in each and every constituency, almost the entire country, trying to contribute for the Arambes. It was using a chopper. So things just turn out the way they turn. And maybe like me I could have, if Ndinyoro could be me, I can't have any problem, because once you join politics, expect anything. Expect you can be betrayed, because you don't need to take time when you are betrayed. You need to move on. And you can also be trusted. And when you are not an asset, you can be kicked out. So those things are. So if you are in politics, these things of having stress, you should stop them, because that is politics. That is how it is played. And politicians should just be okay if it happens to you. So I think maybe the young, they are, Barack have struck that they are not young, because they have hit 30 plus. I think the is 30 years, so it's no longer youthful. So they should leave for us spaces so that we can occupy those youthful seats in parliament. Now we should call them Jose. The Kiaru Lomeka, maybe sometimes that's how people can play politics. You can decide to be unpredictable. Those are part of the politics. I can't say much about him, because even me, he's missing in action. I can't trace him of late. I can't trace him anywhere, even on social media. So I think Makbura may be also a way of rebranding, because they're the people who led the Ruto campaign in Mount Kenya. Now they can try to rebrand or camouflage to look like they were part of the people who were betrayed, that it was not only Rigiji, but even him was betrayed. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Miguda. Allow me to acknowledge the presence of Judith, Asili2 TV, and everyone who is watching. We really appreciate. Thank you for finding time to join us this evening, and especially for giving us your take at the comment section. Asili here is saying he never participated in the impeaching of Gachagua, yet during the standstill of Ruto running mate choice, he was among those who never wanted Gachagua. The reason he left Ruto is the Mount Kenya position. Okay, thank you. And the next thing that I want us to talk about is the comments of the governor of Homa Bay, where he was saying that Rigathi Gachagua should respect Raila Amolo Odinga and his political stance, and he should not be questioning political moves of Raila Amolo Odinga. That is after the return of Rigathi Gachagua, and he said that Rigathi should know that Raila is this political supreme in the country, and she went ahead and said that Raila is out of the country. When he comes back, he will be received as a politician, and Rigathi should be very keen and see for himself who really the king is. And that, of course, brings me to this question to Barack. What is your take on that? And what is it that politicians do gain when they are received, when they want to be coming back home and they're received with a multitude of crowd? Politically, is it a way of telling people that you are loved, you have numbers, or what exactly does it mean? Barack?
Miguda, can you go first, please? Then I will come second. Tafadhali.
Okay, I can just go first. Makubura, let me respond to the question I've asked very clearly. And you understand that it is just a coincidence whereby we have just received Gachagua from the United States of America, but Raila has just jet out of the country. So it's just more of a coincidence whereby someone has come back, someone is leaving. So it's obvious that people or the loyalists or the people who believe in Raila want to show the people that actually we are going to receive our leader. So I think not that, of course, it's politics. It can be competition, but I can just say it's just a coincidence. Maybe someone has planned, because I saw him jetting out of the country with that young man called Salah, and they have been with Salah for the last 1 month. They have just been with that young man. They were with him in Asia, and they came back for the burial. Then they left to Migori, they left to Nairobi, and I saw them on the airport. So he has been with that young man besides him. So I think it was obvious that he was going to get out of the country. And right now they are working on a certain thing. So I think it's just a coincidence that it happened when Gachagua came back, Raila is leaving. So the supporters also want to say, okay, we are going to see Raila when he's coming back. And I can just report to you the way I have report to you. This is now based on the realistic school of thought. I'm a bit realist today. Because if you look at Raila's supporters, don't concentrate on intellects. Don't concentrate on the people who are looking things on different angles. Concentrate on the people who believe, who are Railas like God to them. Those people they are the majority in the society. You cannot, even though we are saying upungufu ya wajinga imeisha Kenya hii, but wajinga bado wako wengi. For the information, even if we are saying the Gen Zs are learned, they are all, maybe most of them went to TVETs, they went to college, they went to university, but a good number of them, they started following Raila when they were in primary. So they are saying, okay, baba akisema ni sawa. And a good number of them, you'll find them, they tend to follow the millennials. So leave alone the ones who are trying to enlighten other people. There are few actually, but if you just gauge the majority of the people in the society, a good number, they follow blindly, and you cannot do anything about it. That's the setup of the society, and that's why I said the world is made up of diversity, different people, and that's why it's very interesting. That's why the previous election, we ended up with Ruto and Raila, and not everybody voted for Ruto, and he was declared president. At least some people voted for Raila. So you find yourself that you can't have it that everyone must love you or everybody must vote for you. So if you look at these supporters I'm talking about, there are many. There are many and they're not the majority. So to me, it will be different when Raila will come to the country back, because right now, Raila is in government. So we don't expect drama like blocking him. He will land safely And also, if people decided to go and receive him, they will allow to move to the airport, unlike what they did to Gachagua, and they can allow him to march even to the CBD without interference because of the current status with the relationship with the government. So it's quite different. And even if he could be in opposition, it could be still much bigger. People are people are telling you that Raila ameisha, Babu ameisha. Of course, ameisha ukimwona, even the way maybe speaking, age, and other things. But you understand that is from social media, mainstream media. But if you go to the ground, people still believe that is a strong man. People still view him as someone who was in 2007. They don't understand the issue. People are calling it sunset politically, the age factor. That is your problem. That's not their problem. To them, in fact, they will tell you that day we will bury him. That is when we'll stop following him. So how are you going to convince such a person who has already set up his mind that unless he's dead, that's when you can talk about kingpin, and that's when you can talk about. So maybe you can be resonate, you can be rational, but it doesn't apply to the society at large. You can have your opinion. That's why we say, okay, you can have your opinion, you can have your view, but also respect the person's view. Like me, most of the time I've been spending like indoors, and I've been concentrating on social media or other mainstream media to get information. But this is the first time I went to the ground since we established Ruto's government. This is the first time I went to the public place where people are. I haven't been to any public place where there are many people politically. I've been just making calls, getting information from people, from newspapers. But when I was on the ground, I discovered something that is very different. They're just a group of people. They don't care whatever you know, how much you know, how much you understand. Once Raila stood to speak, the moment he said, yeah, you live and wonder, what's going on here? Because you find a good number of people, very reasonable people, they are on their feet. At Baba, ongea, ndio Baba. So you're like, hey, am I alone in this crowd? So I decided to keep calm, because then I realized, okay, in the real sense, local, the people who are at local Lushago, those people are not easy to persuade. They're the majority, and they have taken their position. The reason why you find most people in urban centers try to have a different opinion, because in urban centers, you tend to manage your bills by yourself for the young people like us. So it's like, should I sing this choir, and maybe I'm not getting my rent, I'm not getting my transport, I'm not getting my food, I'm not getting my clothing, I'm not getting my token, I'm not getting my water. So I don't need to sing that choir. But I can be somewhere whereby I manage these things by myself. So I don't care whether Raila ni Baba, I don't care whether I'm president, because life has make sure that life is so hard to understand that way, whereby you concentrate much on your activities. But if you're at Ushago, you find things are very comfortable. There's no rent you're paying. There are wells, you can fetch water. There are firehoods you can cook with. There are no transport. People can move by their foot, but they are very comfortable. And let me tell you one thing, even how we access information in urban centers are quite different, because at home, there are no Wi-Fi's. There are no data. People prefer buying food to data, but you can buy data to food. But they prefer buying food to data. Smartphones, if it were not M-Copper or Watu, and even M-Copper, maybe you have paid for one day, the next 5 days, you can't pay. You don't have money. So you don't access information frequently. And they are just waiting for the radio. Okay, Baba alisema nini? Okay, walikuwa mabei na Ruto, hiyo ni sawa, wameshikana. Baba alisema nini? Wali sign MOU, hiyo ni sawa. So they are not delving into deep on the political discourse of the country. That's why we end up, after we have preached all these sorts of civic education, but we end up voting for the same people. Then you wonder, what were we doing? Were we not making sense? No, we were making sense. The problem is the setup of the society is quite different. That's why I want to conclude by saying, when he's going to get back in the country, he's going to get a massive reception by the so-called supporters. It's not a matter that everybody must go, but the people will be going. You know, there are people who rely on what they have heard from police. Okay, wamesema to the airport, basi twende. You will find this. There are people who went for Gachagua to airport to receive Gachagua. Then you can find the same people are also going to receive Raila, because to them, everybody who is coming from airport must be received. Anything else, if you call Mandamano, you will find them Mandamano. If you call Set House, you find them Set House. If you call people to receive Raila airport, they are in airport. If you call for the public participation, they are at Bomas. So they are the bigger number. So dealing with them is not easy.
Okay, thank you. Miguda, for your take. Brother Barak, I'll give you a chance to also give your take, and then Miguda you'll give your final remarks. Miguda will come with his final remarks, and then we'll call it a day.
Thank you, Bwana Mark, and I think Miguda has really covered well that question. And just to add a small, politicians are really obsessed with the issue of relevance. So that's why you had Governor Gladys Wanga threatening that when Raila Odinga will be flying back home, the numbers that will welcome him will be a sea of humanity. But I cannot confirm that, because sometimes Raila usually fly out, but when he just flies in secretly or silently, because of trying to avoid that kind of commotion. But if he declares that he wants people to receive him at the airport, for sure you will see that the people that will turn up will be very, very huge numbers. And since he is part and parcel of the government, there will be, everything will just flow, and even security will just be there to protect him and not to disrupt him the way they did in 2017. So that is true. And also I don't think it's also something to like competition between him and Gachagua, because they are not really political mates to compete. Maybe he will just be as one way of sending a message to Sifuna and Babu, that he still have a bigger support in Nairobi than they think. So they will just be telling them that they should reconsider their decision to rebel against him, or else they will face the consequences of going against him in 2027. So those are political gimmicks that politicians play, and I think time will tell whether they are successful or not. Another issue is that Gladys Wanga is the chairperson of ODM, and Edwin Sifuna is the secretary general for ODM. So ODM is like a Tower of Babel, where the chairperson speaks a different language, and the secretary general is speaking another language. So I think until they put the house in order, so that they can speak the same language, but until then they will still continue to behave like Tower of Babel, where SG is speaking French and the chairperson is speaking Portuguese, and the supporters will continue being confused because there's no clarity of communication from the top. But I know that since Raila is still the party leader, and who is really held with very high esteem by the supporters, so whatever he says, people will still take it very serious, people who believe in the aspirations of ODM. So that is all I can comment about that issue, because Biguda really dealt extensively on that. So I just want to thank all our viewers, including Father Danny, Asili TV, Gypsy Corner, and Misiani also passed by, and and Brenda Obedi also passed by, and also P. Masha also passed by. We really appreciate you, Cosmas, Simeon. We really appreciate you all for your support, and we hope that we'll continue supporting this channel, Brother Benson Media. And anytime we come online, please come and let us engage so that we continue enlightening our population, and so that we have an enlightened citizenship. Because once the people are enlightened, they'll be able to make informed decisions in the future. And Gypsy Corner, I wish you all the best tomorrow as you face Newcastle. Munataka kuwafunga na mwanyang'anya mchezaji ama mtalemewa ndio muende na wewe mchezaji. So I wish you all the best tomorrow as you face Newcastle, and I hope that Newcastle are pretenders of the throne, because England, Liverpool, Manchester United, those are the owners of the throne. Hao wengine wote ni pretenders. So tomorrow as you face those pretenders of the throne, mwanyoroshe vizuri vilivyo na mwanyang'anye huyo Isaac ndio wabaki wakilia hapo. Otherwise, wish you all the best until tomorrow. Be blessed wherever you are. Asanteni sana. Back to you, Mark.
Thank you so much, Miguda. You can come with your last remarks.
Okay, just want to appreciate our viewers who have come to the show. Everyone who have come to the show, we appreciate you big. And I also appreciate Barack for coming, Marco Bura for hosting. See you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Okay, thank you so much. Allow me to take this opportunity to acknowledge and to say a big thank you to Judith, Karitha, Father Danny, a good friend, Silly2 TV, a good friend, Gypsy Corner. I saw Brenda Obedi. I saw Cosmas Simon. I saw Laban Misiani. Among others, I want to take this opportunity to say a big thank you for finding time to join us and for engaging us at the comment section. We don't take it for granted. We really, really appreciate. Really, really appreciate. Let me now take this opportunity to wish you all a blessed night, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon. From wherever you're watching us from, thank you so much, and may God bless you. See you again tomorrow.